I'm about to take you inside one of the craziest, coolest SOHO lofts you have ever seen. Visited by Gwyneth Paltrow, inspired by Basquiat, and it's owned by an amazing director, filmmaker, photographer, consultant, and conceptual artist, Michael Somoroff. No one has ever seen anything just like this. You're about to get your mind blown, so let's go.
This loft was built as an experiment in sustainability, that we could build and live in environments that promote truth, love, and the magic of being part of creation. This was built as a place that inspires and questions. That is the true value of this space.
Hello?
Hey, come on in.
Wow. Where am I right now?
Well, my producer once brought people here, and when he was standing outside, he said, let me introduce you to the inside of Michael Somoroff's brain.
This is awesome. Like, wow.
Thank you.
As a real estate agent, I'm immediately drawn, obviously, to like the windows and the width and, you know, the exposed beams.
I wanted to demonstrate that art is a state of mind. It's the civilizing element, okay? And that we live with art. The loft basically was built as a place to dream in, where dreams come true. And it was built as a demonstration that art is not decoration. It's not a picture on the wall. It's a way of thinking about life. And being able to be the creator in your life and make things happen. We were walking through the loft one day, and there was a lot of dust on the floor, and so you could sort of track our trails through the footprints in the loft. Those trails were actually, that was the positive space. So the empty space became the positive space. And we started to conceptualize the loft as a four-dimensional space-time box of life.
No seller has ever said that to me before about a space.
And we noticed as we were doing research on subatomic particle physics that the ideas there related to ancient wisdom traditions, Zen, Kabbalah, and all these traditions. So we went to the Kabbalah, right? And which basically explains that reality is in 10 dimensions, okay? So we built stratas, and there are 10 stratas. Each is what these are.
How do you make these things?
We blew through 3 contractors within 6 months.
I'm sure.
Okay, nobody could build this. This is plaster the old-fashioned way. Steel armature with lath work on it. Okay. Yeah, what we did was we created a program at RISD, and postgraduate students welded steel for me for a year. Okay. So you have to imagine, this was the whole space was a studio, a working studio.
How many students were working on it?
About 35.
Oh my God.
We started to make it an open call for artists. Yeah. So the door was open, and people would show up and wander in. One day I came here and Gwyneth Paltrow was like looking at the ceiling. And so we started to recruit amazing talent to build the loft.
Talk to me about this library.
I have a lot of books because I do a lot of research for my projects. So
this is like a pass-through?
Yeah, well, we needed an office space. So this allowed to build a split-level offices. So there's an office upstairs and there's an office downstairs.
Can I go up here?
Of course. All right. And because I wanted to have a lot of light here in the library, the floor is glass.
Yeah, you have a glass floor.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Totally crazy.
Right.
Is this like bulletproof glass
Bulletproof
or like shatterproof?
glass. Don't worry about it. As you move back through the loft, it becomes less classical in materials and architecture and more about postmodern, okay, which means it's not orthogonal geometry and so on and so forth. But this is a cool room. The dining room.
The dining room is
The
insane.
dining room's a hit.
And this is a part of a whale?
It's a whale.
You also have like fun details here. Like I noticed when I came in, the doorbell is like a wine glass. Right? You got like some really cool like gadgets here, and then like this.
Well, the more we built it, the more it became apparent that one of the great opportunities here was that you could have fun with it,
Yeah,
right? So
clearly.
we started to get influenced by, I'd go to a hotel like the Royal Monceau in Paris, because I'm always traveling because of projects, right? And you stay at these amazing hotels, and I would come back and I would say, why I understand, why do I have all this fantasy and cool at the hotel,
but not at
and
home.
I come home and it's boring?
Yeah, super boring.
Right? And then the kitchen is probably our passion. I mean, I'm a passionate cook. Well, this was designed after spending the years working with these great chefs as a professional kitchen hidden in all this exciting architecture.
Can I open one of these cabinets?
Yeah, please.
Because it feels like all of a sudden everything's gonna fall out.
That's what I wanted to show you. So the cabinet, obviously, again, we were trying to get a lot of cabinet space. We're in New York.
And then it levels out even though the cabinet's like
so
this.
I'm very proud of these, because if you can see here, you can see this angle. You see they're all diamonds. You have to bend this wood.
How long did it take just to do the kitchen and design it and construct it and the millwork? Or
More than a year and a half. It was crazy.
the whole renovation took you 3 years.
3 years. And there are regular conveniences like the coffee makers are built in, things like that.
And then you go back into the
And
aquarium.
you go back into the aquarium. Exactly. No matter where you look, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
That is for sure.
It's like
There's not a boring corner in this entire house. Can we see the bedroom?
Sure. This is the master bedroom. This is the master playroom.
What is happening in here?
Again, this was built as a set of question marks. Obviously, we wanted to be very comfortable here, and we absolutely, we were absolutely playing with a certain erotic element. A lot of my artwork includes that, right? And that's why it's elevated. You step up though, and it's kind of like,
It's a stage. It's a platform. Yeah, put the bed up on a stage.
Exactly. It's
perform.
It's a stage. And then these walls, they're all mirrored. And then this is the jacuzzi. And then this is the shower. And the lighting, of course, is designed for theatrical effect.
Theatrical effect.
Okay.
See, I totally renovated my master bedroom the wrong way. That is for sure. There is no theatrical effect in our bedroom. And then what is happening? I can see behind me like the crystals.
The bathroom is my real craziness. So basically, there's a hotel in Paris that I stay a lot at, the Royal Monceau. As a matter of fact, I may even be doing a project with them. And they've got this stairwell there with like 100 crystal chandeliers. Yeah. So first of all, you can see all the mirroring and all, and this was all about, on the one hand, you want to be able to, when you're using the bathroom and grooming, to be able to see yourself from different angles.
Yeah, you can see all the angles.
Right, you can see all the angles.
I've never even seen that part of my head before.
Well, every bathroom in New York doesn't have a very big medicine cabinet. So I solved that by having the whole wall roll away, and that's your medicine cabinet.
Insane.
Right?
I've never
built
seen
more than we needed.
an apartment like this in my entire life.
Right. So.
All right, so this is your room.
Yeah.
Where all these kids live.
Well, let's see. Yeah, why don't you go first into the kids' apartment?
So I'm on the bridge right now.
Yeah, you're on the bridge.
In the kids' apartment.
Right.
This is being John Malkovich. I feel like I just stepped into your brain.
Right.
And I'm like, the window's over here.
So you understand that the kids were this high, right? But by the way, I can stand here full. I'm not quite as tall as you are. And there's an office here and a double bed.
This is
and
cool.
A library.
This is so cozy.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
is this a closet?
Yeah, it's a closet. And you have to understand that once the kids, they came home from the hospital and grew up in these rooms.
Unbelievable.
So by the time they were 6 or 7, they never wanted to come down.
Yeah.
Right? The other 2 kids.
Oh, cool.
Right?
This is it. This is SOHO living.
They bunked down here.
I don't know what Adrian complains about all the time.
So.
Wow. I've never seen a place like this, ever. This is the most insane SOHO loft in the history of lofts.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for the tour.
Well, thank you.
This has been amazing. This is
so
the most unique property tour
interest.
we've ever done.
And as you're leaving, let me point out to you, of course, when you create something like this that becomes in its development so radical, okay? What becomes difficult is where do you put the mundane stuff,
Sure.
i.e. why we put the electricals in these sculptures, right?
Sure.
So what could be more mundane than the peephole in the door? And you need it because, you know, you're in New York.
I just like the sign that says
Right.
pause before you leave.
So I created this sculpture where it slides and it says pause. And so you understand that it was mostly for the kids. They would come here
Yeah.
and they would see pause on their way out to school, for example.
Okay.
And then it would say, full of possibilities.
Life.
And they would turn around to suddenly understand, what is a wall? That by questioning things in our lives and in our world, that's actually how we make progress together and create great community. And so that's why I wanted to point this out to you. This little signage, I
Yeah.
can tell you for sure, has changed people's lives.
No, I love that.
I've heard about it, all right?
Yeah.
So that's it. I just wanted to point that out as
That's
you were
amazing.
leaving.
I feel like I need to like hug you.
Oh.
There's like, I feel like
Well, thank you.
healthier. I'm like enlightened now.
Great.
Well, this is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Yep,
coming,
I'm
Ryan.
gonna run.
Really
Thank you
appreciate
all
it.
for watching.
Okay.
Make sure to like it. Tell them to all subscribe.
Okay, come on.
Yeah,
It's all- oh, come on.
Subscribe. Craziest Loft ever.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.